Thank you, Ronnie and Chuck. That was fun. So this was in the film called There's Something About Mary. It's when Matt Dillon is driving along the beach. Well, hey, come this May, we'll be running in the sun again. The time will come. You're just a young, broken heart. Bring out the sleep in the yard. How could you be so dumb? All we losers stand in line, just waiting for our time. Broken angel, take that plane and finger paint the sky till everything shines. Everything shines. Everything shines. Oh, broken clock. Haven't heard your old tick-tocking, man, for much too long. And a lonely jukebox in the corner of a nightclub, man, I need your song. All we losers stand in line, just waiting for our time. Broken angel, take that plane and finger paint the sky till everything shines. Everything shines. Everything shines. Everything shines. Yeah, yeah. Everything shines. Oh, hey, oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much. Starting to get very rowdy in here, it sounds like. So as I was talking about when I quit my hotel job and my bank account is dwindling rapidly, there's a store called the Garment District in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Used to buy used clothes. So I'd go and bring my used clothing, as my bank account was dwindling down. I'd sell my used clothes to the Garment District. And I'd get a check every few months for a couple $100. So that's where the first line of this song came from. It's kind of my story in music. I was selling my clothes 'cause I was running out of money. Don't think I didn't know they were gonna come to get me. Everywhere I go, it felt like somebody's watching. 'Cause I was selling my clothes 'cause the only thing I know is the losing end. So I started working hard. I did a lot of heavy lifting. I juggled 2 jobs as I battled my addiction. In the lumber yard, another mopping up a kitchen. I juggled 2 jobs up against the odds of the losing end. But I never lost hope. Though change came so slow, I never lost hope. I prayed real hard to the northernmost star to shine on me. That's the day my luck changed. The day that I started singing. I broke out of my cage and my phone started ringing. I'd get lost on the stage, feeling lost in the music. I'd get lost on the stage, from the bus to the plane I was flying. And I never lost hope. Though change came so slow, I never lost hope. I prayed real hard to the northernmost star to shine on me. The day I bought a big house, 'cause I made a little money. Every time I go out, someone wants something from me. But I never forget the lonely place where I started, when I was selling my clothes, watching every door close on the losing it. I was selling my clothes, watching every door close on the losing it. On the losing it. On the losing it. On the losing it. All right, so I'd like to play a brand new song that I've never played before live in Boston ever. I played it the past 15 nights on tour in a row, but never in Boston, so. The song is so new it doesn't have a title yet. I was played San Francisco a couple weeks ago. So after the show, a guy approached me. He said, "Chris, I want you to headline my festival." So I was like, "Oh, that's great. What's the theme of the festival?" And he said, "Well, the theme is a little different. It's a death." I was like, "Well, I don't know if I'm ready to headline a death festival, but..." He said, she said, "Why do you want me to headline a festival about death?" And I said, "Well, because a lot of your songs kind of deal with the topic of death." So in this song, it's only one verse. And I'm very psyched to see so many people out on a Sunday night. So this is a song, like I said, it doesn't have a title yet. So if you can think of a good title for it, let me know after the show. I'll give you 10% of all royalties for the next week and a half. Well, Sunday afternoon, we started a bit too soon, lazily watching the game. After the doorbell came, entering Lynn and Ray, and they say I'm always to blame. But I got a philosophy, though nobody's listening, it's something I'm still gonna say. Don't let your Monday own your Sunday. You gotta wake up for work, you don't want your head to hurt, plus you got late bills to pay. You're planning a trip in June, putting on an edition soon, so it's important to save. But I remember you as a kid, the spontaneous things you did. It was your full-time job just to play. Don't let your Monday own your Sunday. Don't let your Monday own your Sunday. time to seize the day from over and under the world and its weight. Make time to love someone, 'cause every possession will burn in the sun. So I don't want to get too deep, but one day you'll go to sleep and you'll never wake up again. Then they'll lower you down 6 feet underground, and you probably won't see many friends. So laugh all through the night and hold your loved ones tight. Walk home and sing all the way. Don't let your Monday own your Sunday. Don't let your Monday own your Sunday. Don't let your Monday own your Sunday. Thank you so much. So I grew up in Buffalo, New York. He was the youngest of 6 kids. It's the usual applause that Buffalo gets, 0. Including when I play Buffalo. I'm like, I'm from here. We play a nice packed house there. I'm like, I'm from Buffalo. People are like, do we clap for that or not? I'm not sure exactly. But so we grew up 6 kids in a 3-bedroom house. So we grew up right behind the 90 expressway that goes all the way from Boston into the Midwest. So I used to sit in my sister's bedroom when I was a little kid. I was 6 years old. And I'd sit and watch the trucks go by. And so my mom asked one time, Chris, why do you like trucks so much? What's so interesting about trucks? And I said, I just think that it looks like they have a very free lifestyle where they just drive late at night. I didn't know that later on in life I'd be spending as much time in truck stops as I do. But I always think that life in certain ways is predestined. Where when you're a little kid, you see little symbols of what you're going to do when you grow up. Well, I was a little boy sitting in the backseat combing his hair, and I never looked down, all the evidence was there. 'Cause a map was drawn through the middle of my hands. It's a crow map that leads you from your friends. When I'm gone again, will you forget about me when I'm gone? They say if you do the crime, then you better do the time. And now I'm doing mine, I'm gone again. Well, there was a neighborhood girl with band-aids on both of her knees. Heaven knows what made her decide that she loved me. But I swallow every letter she would send. Someday I'll be back, I don't know when. When I'm gone again, will you forget about me when I'm gone? They say if you do the crime, then you better do the time. Now I'm doing mine, I'm gone again. Yeah. So now I'm living in the real real world, pushing people out of the way. Late for a deadline due last yesterday. Sitting in a traffic jam that never ends. Wishing I was who I was back then. When I'm gone again, when I'm gone again, will you forget about me when I'm gone? They say if you do the crime, then you better do the time. Now I'm doing mine, I'm gone again. When I'm gone again, when I'm gone again, will you forget about me when I'm gone? They say if you do the crime, then you better do the time. Now I'm doing mine, I'm gone again. Now I'm doing mine, I'm gone again. Woo. Well, thank you very much. So as we've talked about earlier, I've had a very, very lucky run of film since I started writing songs back in the day. I have a very, very healthy IMDb page for anybody who knows the inside business, IMDb, the Internet Movie Database. I have a very good page. But it's not always that impressive. Because a lot of times I'll get a call for various film where they say, Chris, we'd like to use your songs for a film. So I immediately think, Hollywood, and they say, it's a documentary about lead pipe fitting, and we think your music would be very appropriate. Or it's a documentary about the after effects of asbestos in 1997 in Detroit, Michigan, and we'd like to use your... So I just say, use my whole catalog for free, because you know what kind of money that film's going to generate, which is not much. Then occasionally the opposite thing happens where a couple of years ago I got a call. They said, Chris, we want to use your songs for a film. So of course I think, okay, here we go, another lead pipe fitting film. And they said, it's a romantic comedy. It stars Pierce Brosnan, Selma Hayek, and Jessica Alba. You were going to use 2 of your songs in 3 different spots. In fact, we reshot one montage scene to fit your song specifically. In the next scene, Selma Hayek gets slowly and seductively undressed while your song will play in the background. Would you be interested, Chris? And so like most guys in this room, I had to think about it. But so this is a song called Into the Bright Lights. It's from a film called Some Kind of Beautiful. And away we set off, secretly scared we get lost. Up in the clouds, over the town, beyond the wall. Some of us knew we might fall under the weight of it all. And though we'd been warned of the oncoming storms, still we stood tall. So from the moonlight straight to the sunrise, this will be our time to free fall and out of the black night into the bright lights, with the whole world in our sight, like a miniature paradise. Ooh. cast on the ground, but I'm flying too fast to look down at the rooftops and trees and my family waving at me. So from the moonlight straight to the sunrise, this will be our time to free fall and nosedive out of the black night into the bright lights, with the whole world in our sight, like a miniature paradise. Well, thank you so much. All right, so I'm gonna make this my pretend last song. I'm not gonna go anywhere, but if you clap after this song, I'll storm back and play another song. Just how it's gotta be in professional show business here at the City Winery in Boston. So this is my song that was in a film called August Rush, which we talked about earlier. It's a song called This Time. So this song did very, very well for me. It was the best-selling song off the soundtrack, which is now gold, American Gold, which is cool. Which I only say because I didn't sing the song in the film. The actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers sings it. He's a very, very handsome Irish actor. So there's literally thousands upon thousands of cover versions and interpretations of the song on YouTube, except that they always credit it as being written by Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. No, I have no problem with it. I have no ego about it. I'm not precious about it. That's why I talk about it every single night on stage, no matter where I am, in the US or Canada or the UK. I don't often refer to myself in the third person, but I'd like to play a Chris Trapper song for you right now. That's right. As written by and interpreted by Chris Trapper. Tonight the sky above reminds me of you, love. Walking through winter time when the stars all shine. The angel on the stairs will tell you I was there under the front porch light on a mystery night. I've been sitting watching life pass from the sidelines. I've been waiting for a dream to seep in through my blinds. I wonder what might happen if I left the soul behind. Would the wind be at my back? Could I get you off my mind this time? The neon lights and bars and headlights from the cars started a symphony surrounding me. of things I left behind that melted in my mind, but now there's a purity inside of me. I've been sitting watching life pass from the sidelines. I've been waiting for a dream to seep in through my blinds. I wonder what might happen if I left this all behind. Would the wind be at my back? Could I get you off my mind this time? I've been sitting watching life pass from the sidelines. I've been waiting for a dream to seep in through my blinds. I wonder what might happen if I left this all behind. Would the wind be at my back? Could I get you off my mind this time? Thank you so much, Boston. Thank you very much. I'm back. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. What a surprise. You should have seen the wild party that was happening backstage. There were drugs lined up on every horizontal surface of the backstage room. There were supermodels lining up to meet me. But you dragged me out here reluctantly, but you may have saved my life. So thank you so much. I'm going to play a love song. I'm going to play two last songs. I'll keep them quick because I know it's a podcast and we got to get out of here. But this is a song that's I'm always fascinated by the art of songwriting. I'm a big fan of 1950s music. And if you think of all the pop songs that have ever been written, even nowadays, it's always love songs, which is a great thing. Love's a good thing to sing about. It's always songs about falling in love. If you think back to the 1950s, it's like puppy love, teenage love. It's always songs about falling in love. There's very few songs about staying in love. It's a much more difficult topic to tackle, I think. So this is my attempt at a song about staying in love. You and I know how to weather the weather, even though we have holes in our shoes. Still we learned that you never say never. You were covered in tubes in a hospital bed. I said I will love you still. I will love you still. I say I'll wait for you to put your fake teeth in. You say you'll wait for me to spray on my hair. You'll still steal my heart when there's nobody to reach in. I'll be kissing you when you take your last gasp of air. 'Cause I will still be there. I will still be there. If you break into or turn into a skeleton, I'll give you my skin. I'll give you my skin. You know you have the most beautiful body. Hate to remind you, but someday you won't. You'll be 85, a change in time, and I'll still sneak peek in. Can't wait to see the face you make over the hill. 'Cause I will love you still. 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 When you're falling out, I'll tuck it in. If you're broken down, I'll give you my skin. If you break into or turn into a skeleton, I'll give you my skin. I'll give you my skin. Give you my skin. Give you my skin, 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 skin. Well, thank you so much. All right, so won't you please give a big round of applause to Mike for doing a great job on the sound this evening. Give it up for him, please. One more round of applause for great job by Ronnie and Chuck. Give it up for them, won't you please? They've kept me company for many a road miles. I think that their podcast is fantastic. It's the theme of their podcast, Above the Basement, I think is a very, very cool theme, which they've talked about in a couple episodes where how does one decide to just leave their home and go to the public with their craft? It's a very, very daunting moment, a daunting time, and a daunting experience. The fact that their show kind of talks about that, I think is very, very cool. And so thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it very, very much, guys. So thanks to the Above the Basement podcast. Give it up. So do you have a good time tonight or what? That's what I'm trying to say. Let's try that one more time. Did you have a good time tonight or what? All right, then I'm gonna close my set with a song about death, just to bring that good time to a crashing halt. I played a private party a couple months ago. I won't say where because I don't want to out the people. It was a very, very fancy party. Everyone was very, very successful there. So I played my set, so I'm chatting with three very successful guys. It's one of these parties where every guy likes to tell you how successful they are. So I'm sitting there, the first guy says to me, Chris, you know, just to let you know, I'm very successful. Chris, I take it in, I'm like, that's great, cool. And the next guy says to me, well, Chris, not to brag, but I'm very, very successful. He's a little more successful than the last guy. I'm very, very successful. So I'm sitting there still absorbing it. And the third guy says, Chris, not to brag at all, but my success completely eclipses the success of these three. In fact, I'm more successful than both of these guys combined. Do you ever have a deep thought at a very weird time that you think, but you never say it because it'd be too weird? I always say it. So I said, you guys ever think about the fact that all our combined success is completely meaningless because we're all just going to die in the end? I don't get invited to many parties. Let you know, but I do think that the day that I first acknowledged death is being very important, I accepted it. It's the first day that I started to truly live. Because life, each one of us is an expiration date on our lives. Every single one of us. We don't want to know what it is because it'd be too freaky. But we all have it. And for me, it's the day that they first accepted that, it's like milk or bread. You see that expiration date on it, and you know you have to use it. And that's life. And it's us here tonight. So thank you for listening to me. I really, really appreciate it very much. Thank you for using your life to come hear some live music. So thank you very much. So I first wrote this song when I was playing at the Common Ground all the time in Allston, Massachusetts, where the owner of the Common Ground would always play these great old Irish drinking songs. So every night, is be exposed to these Irish drinking songs where, for whatever odd reason, all the old classic Irish drinking songs have at least one or two verses that talk about death. And so being a young, ambitious songwriter, I kept thinking, what if that market ever comes roaring back? I'm going to be on the forefront of the next movement, which hasn't happened yet. But in case it does, this is a song called Keg in My Coffin. Put the keg on my coffin and think of me ever so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Here's what to do when my time comes to pass. What Charlie told me through the reflection in his glass. Don't waste time praying, 'cause I'm never coming back. Just throw a party in my name. Put the keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Here's what to write on the stone over my grave. His friends were earned and not a penny saved. Don't waste time crying, 'cause you two are on your way to meet me at the pawn shop in the sky. Put the keg on my coffin and think of me ever so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I love you till the end. So I realized that I haven't asked you to sing anything with me tonight. So now's the time. You don't have to sing this song. You can sing your own favorite song. We can have total cacophony for as far as I care, but let's all sing something together. If you want to sing this song with me, it starts out, put the keg in my coffin. Okay, here we go. Put the keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. That sounds very good, but it sounds a little tentative. Like you're in church and it's Sunday morning. You might possibly be a little hungover. You're worried that if you sing too hard, you might throw up. Let's go to the night before. Karaoke night. You're on stage. And at this moment, you feel like you might be one of the greatest singers in the history of the whole world, but you've not been discovered yet. So right now, it's your moment. It's your time to shine. Starts up with the keg in my coffin. Here we go. Let's make anybody who's at the Joan Armatradin show next door, let's make them regret their decision not to be at this show tonight. Because we're having a much better time at this show. I can almost guarantee it. Here we go. Put the keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. One more time, put the keg on my coffin and think of me every so often. Have a loser's day parade for all my friends. Drink up life like a river till the pizza man delivers. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Smile and know I loved you till the end. Smile and know I loved you till the end. It's the end. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.